Hello, thank you for tuning into my lifestyle project. Completing this project has given me the opportunity to reduce my daily average resource use over the course of 3 days. I chose 3 different categories to target. I chose to reduce my waste produced, time spent driving, and water consumption. Reducing my use of resources and becoming more efficient were the first baby steps in having a lifestyle change and is why I found this project very important. Firstly, I chose to reduce my waste because I find myself very often having to take out the garbage. I knew throughout the semester in the back of my mind that something could be done to minimize the amount of waste that I produce, therefore I chose this category. To formulate my plan for reducing waste, I went through my trash, which was conveniently full. Most of the mass that filled my garbage can were wrappers, foam dishes, and paper towels. Knowing this, I created my plan, which was to eat less packaged food, use reusable dishes and bags, utilize the dining hall more often, and use a reusable towel as often as possible. I projected that doing these 4 steps would at least cause a 50% reduction in my wastebasket. Additionally, I did not have to account for roommates as I do not have one. Secondly, I chose to reduce my CO2 emissions because I know that I do not need to use my car every day. Creating a plan for driving was pretty straightforward because I live on campus. For 3 days, I would simply not use my car. On a regular basis, I used my car to get food, go to Target, and window shop at the Chico Mall. I simply would not do these things in order to decrease my projected 100% of CO2 reduction produced by the car. Thankfully, I live in Lassen Hall, so getting to classes was something that I did not have to worry about. And finally, I chose to reduce my water consumption because I always take too long of showers and use water where it is not necessary. I went about creating a plan for water consumption with the emphasis of time because in the morning I always time my showers to ensure that I get to class on time. Usually I take 20-minute showers. Knowing that if I was a little more efficient and only took 10-minute showers, I would theoretically cut my consumption of water by 50%. Showering is really the only place where I use water. I use water to drink, but I will not reduce my consumption of water for this project. Implementing these 3 lifestyle changes into a schedule was not difficult due to the fact that they don't really overlap too much, allowing me to still be able to function even if I was implementing all 3 at once. Therefore, my schedule saw all 3 life changes on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for the 4th week of May. Monday was an easy day for me. Knowing the night before that I had this project, I was looking forward to becoming more efficient and felt good knowing that I would be taking steps in creating a sustainable lifestyle. The day before, I made sure to take 1 trip to the store and buy anything I potentially needed over the next couple of days so that I would not have to use my car. I started off my morning by taking a timed 10-minute shower. It felt a lot better than 20 minutes because it felt productive due to the short nature of the shower. I then ate a cereal breakfast, which is something I normally not do, and use a reusable bowl. Instead of using paper napkins, I simply used a washcloth to clean up. I did not use a car for the rest of the day, and had 2 more meals at the dining hall and did not take a shower. Monday was complete. Tuesday was a bit harder. I once again took a timed 10-minute shower and had the same breakfast. Today, however, my friends wanted to hike at Upper Bidwell. Usually I would drive, but since I am trying to create a sustainable lifestyle, I had to find an alternative option. I asked a friend if we could carpool and he agreed. This saved some gas as we only took 1 car instead of 2. I ate in the dining hall again for 2 more meals and continued to reuse reusable plates. I did not take a shower to end the day. Tuesday was complete. Wednesday, the final day, was a breeze. Having already 2 days under my belt of making these sustainable changes to my life, I was prepared. I started off with a 10-minute shower and breakfast with reusable plates and dishes. I made sure to use a reusable water bottle as well. And the rest of the day, I did not use a car nor take a shower. So after 3 days, I had my results. I measured my past week's regular consumption with garbage using a scale, car by using MPG with time and distance, and water with the flow rate of a shower head and time. My non-changed lifestyle habits were as follows. For garbage, I weighed myself and the garbage and subtracted my weight. I stood on the scale with the garbage and weighed at 140.8 pounds. I'm 140 pounds, so therefore my garbage was 0.8 pounds. After my 3-day change, then I re-weighed myself with the garbage, and I weighed in at 140.7, and after subtracting my body weight, got 0.7 pounds of garbage. For my car, I averaged 12 miles a day with 39 miles per gallon. I took 39 miles per gallon and divided it by 12 miles driven to get 3.29 gallons used per day. I then multiplied the 3.29 gallons by 20 pounds to get 65.8 gallons of CO2 used per day. So using the car for 3 days straight would get me 197.4 pounds of CO2 used per day. Since I did not use the car at all during the 3 days, my emissions were 0. Finally, for water, my shower head uses 1.5 gallons per minute. Usually with a 20-minute shower, I would use 30 gallons per day, which would be 90 gallons per 3 days. Since I cut my shower down in half, I was only able to use 15 gallons per day with a total of 45 gallons per 3 days. Since I did not use any more water on a regular basis, this was my total. In summary, I have reduced my consumption by 21.5% in garbage, 50% in water, and 100% in CO2 emissions. I was able to reach all of my goals except for garbage. The reason why I did not meet my target was because I ended up having more trash from different sources than I expected. Despite my failure, I was able to be successful in 2 of the 3 categories. These lifestyle changes were easy and eye-opening, especially comparing my results to what I would do on an average day. These changes are not effective in the long run because I must eventually use my car and use packaged foods. However, I now know that I can reduce my resource use if I am mindful and careful of what I use. Overall, my ecological footprint was smaller with these changes, and I will continue to try to implement sustainability into my everyday life.